Travis Wayne Goodsill. One of the more popular bullying tactics by conservatives that I've seen since my childhood in Southern California by my own peers is that of accusing someone of being something that is supposed to be undesirable. And then whichever reply the victim gives, the bullies turn both answers against that victim. Case in point, during the 80s, there was homophobia going around from conservatives. As my peers, prior to the homophobia, were already sparking it by saying that not only other boys were girls, but were kind of hard to remember back so many decades. But they also called objects gay. And it wasn't just people that were being referred to. So that if you participated in something that was designated as gay, you therefore were by association gay. This was the abuse tactic that was used in our youth. And so if a boy who had reached puberty was actually gay, they had to remain in the closet because they knew, as others were finding out the hard way, the bullies would then come after them and beat the hell out of them for confessing that they are gay. Because for some reason that threatens the bully's sexuality. They're okay with girls lusting after them, but if it's a guy lusting after them, all of a sudden they're freaked out. And otherwise, if you insisted that you weren't, you then had to prove yourself. That's the next level that they victimized you with. See, you don't understand. Once a bully has targeted you, that's it. It's a battle to the death because they will never leave you alone. You either confess that you are as they claim you are, and they beat the hell out of you, or you insist you're not, continually denying, and they just insist that you have to prove yourself. So with gay, you therefore had to rape a woman. See how the bullies acted? And this is what we're seeing in America right now. All those little boys who were bullying other little boys are now adults running the country. Isn't that nice? Using the exact same tactic. And so in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, we have the same situation, where Mormon bullies protect and defend the church by bullying anybody who points out something contrary to what they've been deceived and lied to about by the church. The church confessed to lying, but the members still say, okay, yeah, so lie to me, tell me you love me, say I'm the only one. Depeche Mode. Which, by the way, is kind of ironic, I think. They're a gay band from the 80s who had to come out of the closet to help others come out of the closet. Pretty funny. But Mormon bullies call me and others who are critics who have left the church core whores, antichrists, apostates. These are all bullying hate words, hate names. And so we as victims either say, well, yeah, I am an antichrist to the church because I don't believe in your God, I don't believe in your ways. And then the church bullies then justify it and say, oh, see, they confess, I confounded them. Or we deny, no we're not, we still believe the lies of the church. No, please don't punish us, don't hurt us. No, we promise, we believe. Now, most ex-Mormons are in the closet, though, putting on a show for their Mormon family, neighbors, and friends. And it takes courage to say, up yours, I'm out. But the church, through members and the church themselves, are very vindictive, very wrathful. And just can't quit us. I'm sensing a theme here. Larry H. Miller had the movie theater, and when that movie came out, he banned it from his theaters. There was a big stink about it. My religious freedom says I can't show it in my theater. And thus sparked the religious freedom movement, so that the church can continue to be bullies without being bullied back. Wham, snowflake. And so Mormons do not understand that they are Lamanites and the bad Nephites. They think they're the good, righteous Nephites who believe the prophets, who love them, follow every word, when the prophets themselves have confessed to lying, deceiving, and covering things up, as the latest Salamander Netflix video documentary is bringing up the old wounds again, having ignored the Gospel Topics essays on the church's own website, where they confess to having lied, deceived, and covered up church history. And so it's strange that I'm able to confound Mormons, these Mormon bullies who think they've caught me with their comments, and yet, no, you didn't, because I have truth. So when they say that I will not destroy the Book of Mormon, that the Book of Mormon will stand, that your mockery of it will not tear down the Book of Mormon and destroy it, abolish it, I simply reply, the Book of Mormon is true. And that confuses them. And then I say, it's got a coded message. It was written mostly by Sidney Rigdon, but Smith Sr. had to fill in when Jr. screwed up the 116 pages. But yeah, I believe the Book of Mormon. I use the Book of Mormon in all my videos, and Doctrine and Covenants, and the words of Joseph Smith. I have no problem with the Mormon scriptures. And when they say that I'm against Joseph Smith or against the church, I'll respond, no, I think Joseph Smith was a good man. He's an American hero, a patriot. What? What? They don't understand because they don't know the real history behind their own religion, because the church has confessed to having lied, deceived, and covered it all up. And so here I come, having done the research, having found the truth, doing my videos based upon what I've found, and it confuses Mormons. I don't understand what you're saying. What are you talking about? I've never learned this growing up in the Mormon church. Yeah! You haven't learned a thing other than the lies they want you to spread. You are their puppet. And they're using you to incite you to violence against guys like me who know the truth. Now, ex-Mormons are likewise confused because they've believed the lies, and those lies were severe enough that they said, oh, hell no, I want no more to do with this. Yeah. If the lies were true, but the lies are a distraction away from the true source of the actual cause. It's not the Smiths. See, this is what QAnon is doing. They're lying about the wrong group. You turn to the right group, away from the deep state Dems and the Hollywood celebrities. You turn it to the Mormon church. Oh, Kolob, the inverted pentagram on the Salt Lake Temple, and the raping of the Boy Scouts that the church up and abandoned the Boy Scouts with, and the Boy Scouts are having struggle trying to be honorable because of the mess the church left them. See how bullies work? And the church is doing it too. They're allowing ex-Mormons like John Dehlin and others, but John Dehlin especially because he's a doctor of psychology. He's trained on all these tactics that the church is using, and he himself is using it on ex-Mormons. This is why I'm warning you about him. But he helps perpetuate the lies of the wrong source. Turn it away from the Smiths. Brigham Young. Bingo! There you go. Now the lies are true. Polygamy, murder, other crimes. Racism, sexism, bigotry, white supremacy. You found the right target. This is how they work. Because this is how bullies work. This is how they've done it since they were kids. I'm pretty sure the kids of today still are taught these principles because their grandpas are teaching them, having taught their fathers, having taught their sons. Bullies don't change until they're forced to. And it would be nice if we could have democratic mind games to reform people. That they've learned their lesson, they will never do it again. Certainly they wouldn't escalate. Yeah, how well did that work with Trump? And you have to wonder why Democrats are so dumb and spineless. Then you realize, oh, wait a minute, they're playing the dichotomy game to torture us. They know what's going on. They know how their cohorts act. But it's in the church too. Isn't that fun? So, yes, if I were to call Mormons the Lamanites or the bad Nephites, I'd get a whole bunch of thumbs down. Because that's what they do. No, we're not. Yes, you are. And I'll just keep repeating it until you start to believe it. See, there's a difference when you present truth. Because I can go to the Book of Mormon. Here's what to look for in a bad church. We have an example here of the Great and Abominable Church. So you're looking for a church that is filthy rich, neglects the poor. Oh, but the church gives charity, Travis. Do they? So poverty is cured. There are no more poor among us in Zion. Really? And do you know the total asset value of the church to justify the minimal percentage in the 0.000s? And then father of all lies, so you're looking for an organization that lies to you. Well, the church is confessed. You cover up your sins from the section 121 of the Doctrine and Covenants. Many are called, but few are frozen. Yeah, they confess to covering up. It goes on and on. Helaman 6, chapter 22. Like I said, I can keep going on and on. The Ridge Zoramites, on and on. And yet Mormons go down denying, insisting, and so I then will challenge Mormons. Prove otherwise, because your behavior is anti-Christ. You're the bullies. And you continue to deny as you bully further. But that's the dilemma that the Book of Mormon faces, informs us of. Because Mormon, in Moroni chapter 9, writes the epistle saying that he can't communicate with the Lamanites or Nephites anymore. They're past feeling, hard-hearted. They get angry when he condemns them for being bad. And they're bloodthirsty. They want revenge. That's Mormons to a T. And so then the question is, why aren't Mormons that are left leaving? There needs to be more. I know there are Mormons who do not understand, whereas if they did understand, they would leave. Not all that are still left in Mormonism are descendants from the Danites of Brigham Young, like Mike Lee is.